Season's greetings, my wicked wraiths. James Golden here, storyteller, author, lore keeper, but right now, most importantly, I am the voice in the darkness, peeling back the profane for your entertainment. All of which is really fun to say in front of a Christmas tree, but that aside, let's get to our normal digs. That's a little bit more comfortable. Let's see. Where were we? Ah, yes. Let us illuminate the dusty tomes of history and myth to shed light on the self-styled kings and queens of the pilgrimage. Settle your soul, grab a drink, and get comfortable. This is Blacklist Redacted. Let's get into it. Osiris, Nepri, humor, phlegmatic, calm, unemotional, element, water, reason, observation, perception, intuitive thought. The holy ones are in awe of me, so pray tell. Why should I respect you? Death holds no dominion over the children of Osiris. This is no mere opinion, but fact. The Nepri came back from the dead, not just resurrected, but reborn, returned with no true memories, and through a process that many would view as defilement of a corpse, but back nonetheless, and with them, the knowledge to cheat death again. The Nepri claim to be the spawn of a death lord, an ancient god of death of the underworld, and they expect other Prometheans to not only believe that, but to afford them the respect that such a lineage deserves. With such historical claim to greatness, is it any wonder that the Osirians carry themselves like a Zothic royalty? In many throngs, they give commands, and they expect them to be followed. Among the other self-doubting and often indecisive lineages, such competence can seem impressive. The Nepri carry themselves well, self-assured and calm, presenting the image of one who knows what they are doing. Like the floodwaters of the Nile from which Osiris himself was drawn, these traits manifest and flow through the lineage, granting each Nepri cold, emotionless serenity and grace on the pilgrimage. We've talked about the process of creating Frankensteins and Galateans, but how exactly do the Osirians differ? As with most lineages, the process of creating a Nepri is the same now as it was then. Let us illuminate. When a Promethean creator selects a corpse to become an Osirian, beings of noble birth or bearing are choice. After all, Osiris was a god. The chosen vessel is then submerged in river water and aromatic herbs until sufficiently infused. With the essence of the river in the flesh, the creator hacks the body into 13 distinct pieces, discarding the smallest. A symbol that the progeny will not be complete until the pilgrimage is over. And the creator then spits on the body and reconstructs it. They imbue rose petals with a Zothic energy and press them into the creation's mouth, crushing the blooms and moving the creature's jaws together to initiate chewing. The new Promethean finishes the act, swallowing the rose petals, and as the creator's Azoth sinks down into the being's stomach, new life blossoms. Osirians are rarely close to their creators. They awaken gasping for air, searching for answers, only to find the one responsible, the one with those answers, walking away or already gone. Despite such a beginning, few are wounded by it. They look with used eyes on a distant world that rejects them, a mere facet of their new existence, one to catalog and grow accustomed to. As they gather control of their faculties and knowledge of their missing piece, they come to understand that they are the most level-headed of all the traditional Promethean lineages. Their humor governs them, granting them restraint and self-control. When torment takes them, that same elemental coldness can make them dangerously dispassionate. They become ruthless in their assessment of situations, thoughtlessly cruel, fixated on seeking the solution to whatever intellectual problem vexes them currently. In pursuit of that all-consuming, single-minded solution, they will sacrifice friends, family, and loved ones to get their way. Overall, the Osirians are just a bit different from the other Prometheans. They walk the same pilgrimage and on the surface appear to have the same goals, but it's their reasons that set them apart. They walk the path for the sake of lore, for the sake of knowledge, for the sake of information and knowing every facet of their journey, as well as the Golden Dawn at the end. Towards this, many catalog their experiences, writing them down in journals that they leave scattered for the sake of other Prometheans. Mostly, their dispassionate nature serves them well. They make calculated decisions, they are rarely prone to reckless or thoughtless behavior, unless, of course, Pandorans are involved. Far too many Osirians practice Sentimani, a refinement we have not covered yet, but will in due time. It is the refinement of flux, a study of dark and forbidden alchemies, such as the mastery of Pandorans and the vile creatures themselves. Many of those who have strayed to Sentimani had noble intentions. They intended to destroy the Pandorans, and indeed, many have, but often their own cold, dispassionate nature gives them pause. What if they could study them, or experiment on the Pandoran failures, bring them to heal? A slippery road with monstrous consequences. When they walk the path justly, the Nepri are nearly universally respected amongst Prometheans and held in a sort of awe. They are the oldest and most ancient lineage of Promethean kind, and as such, many are allowed to take whatever role they desire in a given throng, be that advisor or leader. In doing so, however, they have much more to prove to their companions, who expect more of them than of the other lineages. As such, it is easy for the Nepri to fall prey to vices such as pride and apathy. Thankfully, their missing piece stands a grounding reminder that they are not complete, nor will they be so until the pilgrimage is through. Some of the Osiris believe that they must find their missing piece in order to become whole. Others feel that they can become mortal without it, that their miraculous transformation at the end will heal them. Most of the Nepri accept that the truth lies somewhere in the middle. In that middle path, it serves them well. There, they balance luck with dedication, knowledge with humility and restraint, lest their phlegmatic nature overwhelm them, turning them cold, cruel, and uncaring. The Osirians claim a lineage steeped in legacy and historical deific myth. To understand the Nepri, we must examine their origins. Let's talk a little bit about that mythical demiurge, Isis, and her resurrected god-husband, Osiris. Their story has been told for thousands of years. Osiris, the just king of Egypt, was drowned in the Nile and dismembered by his treacherous brother Set, who envied Osiris's throne and kingdom. Set scattered the pieces across Egypt, preventing anyone from reassembling him. However, Isis, Osiris's sister wife, managed to find all of them except for the family jewels. Regardless, through potent magic, she was able to resurrect him. She cleaned his wounds, bound him in bandages, embalmed him with oils, at which point he miraculously returned to life. Even more miraculous, despite not having any more reproductive organs, Osiris was able to father a son, Horus, who was destined to defeat Set in combat. His return from the dead transformed him into a divine being, a lord of the underworld. As is often the case, Prometheans tell a slightly different version of the story. In their tale, Isis was a faithful wife but a conniving manipulator, also a competent magician. They say that when she recreated Osiris, she knew that she was creating a Promethean, that a different mind would inhabit the body, a blank slate. This would allow her a clear path to rule. Without reason and knowledge, who and what he was before would be gone. Eventually, Isis and Osiris created Horus, their son. This was the true beginning of the Osirian lineage. Yet still others say that Horus was not a Promethean, but a Pandoran, deliberately designed and crafted, brought into being as a weapon against Set. That the symbolic hawk head of Horus wasn't symbolic at all. Whether the Promethean or a Pandoran, Horus did in fact defeat Set, but he also slew Isis as well, cutting off her head. Osiris, who had come to depend upon Isis, resurrected her as a Promethean. As you can imagine, this ended poorly. So who is the true continuity of Osiris's lineage? Modern scholars are divided on the matter. Those who believe that Horus was a Pandoran say that Osiris continued the line, creating new Prometheans to rectify his mistakes before going on to attain humanity. Others say that it was Horus who founded the line proper, with Osiris's blessing. Further, as Osiris was nearing mortality, he created another Promethean, Nepri, and it is from them that the Osirians attained stability. Many Osirians treat Nepri as a second progenitor, proud to carry his name right alongside with Osiris. While scholars note that during the Middle Kingdom period of Egypt, Osiris Nepri stood as a unified deity, representing a larger cycle of death and rebirth. Dark history waits buried beneath those sands, the precise reason that many Osirians dread returning to Egypt. The ancient streets and temples hold buried mysteries that should never see the light of day, including the world's most disgusting and powerful Pandorans, the most ancient ones, with animal heads and terrible claws and fangs. Did the gods inspire the creatures, or did the creatures inspire the gods? When it comes to the Pandorans of ancient Egypt, we may never know. Osirians are often tall and rather graceful, exuding a dignity that the body might have possessed in life. Attractiveness is a bonus, but not a necessity when choosing a vessel for one of the Nepri. More important are noble traits, things that suggest a strength of character, such as a strong chin, a determined brow, dark, intense eyes. Sometimes their missing parts are invisible unless their disfigurements are showing. One cannot often tell if a person is missing one of their internal organs after all. Yet if their missing piece is something small, like a finger or an eye, the missing piece is always visible, though not necessarily freakish. When an Osirian's disfigurements become visible, their true Promethean nature manifests. Their skin becomes dry and corpse-like, their gums recede, everything about them becomes skeletal, including their lips as it tightens back, producing a rictus grin. Muscles and fat might appear to atrophy, while the skin thins and rots away. If the Promethean was embalmed before awakening, the remaining skin could take on a green or bluish hue. Normally, hidden missing pieces such as organs or genitalia would become visible, highlighting the Promethean's incompleteness. As the onsetting disquiet of the Promethean grows, so does their hideous scent, though it is not one of decay. Instead, it is a strange, pervasive odor of dried citron and crushed rose petals. On the long and winding road of the pilgrimage, the Nepri can practice pretty much any refinement, but their phlegmatic, cold nature makes the more emotional ones difficult. Cuprum comes to them quite easily, as the refinement of self teaches the metamorphosis transmutations, a set of azothic abilities prized by the Nepri. The other refinement they are particularly drawn to is Ferrum, where they can seek solace in the perfection of their dead flesh. As natural leaders, these physical and spiritual refinements appeal to them greatly. Contrarily, few are drawn to Stanum, and it is the rare occurrence that no Osirian should ever become emotional enough to dedicate themselves to vengeance. But there is a dark art they are drawn to. Sentimani, the refinement of flux. Perhaps it is because they are arrogant enough to believe that they can control it, or perhaps it is because they still bear the taint of Isis, who is considered the most powerful and also the first practitioner of Sentimani. At least until recently. When it comes to character creation, Osirians are a unique and varied bunch. Some are scholars, some are athletes, some yet are politicians. They can pick any attribute as their primary category, and likewise, they only take skills that actually interest them and suit their needs. The only truly consistent thing about the Osirians that any of them can agree on is their propensity for lore, information, knowledge. This represented by the merit eidetic memory, which tends to be common among them. The Osiris are drawn to the virtues temperance and prudence. Temperance reflects their balanced and restrained nature, while prudence reflects their unique ability to weigh consequences and act with foresight. For vices, they often possess sloth and pride. Sloth represents the weight of legacy and a tendency to become a passive observer rather than an active seeker, while pride represents arrogance run amok, a propensity to believe that their command of history and ritual makes them a true ruler among the created. The Osirians walk the line between life and death, exploring what it means to die and to return. Guided by the cold river waters that flow through them, they are measured, ceremonial, and eerily charismatic, aided in their pursuit of knowledge by a calm disposition and the aura of a leader. They walk the pilgrimage with steadfast grace, seeking the refinement and experiences that will see them to the new dawn. And thus, we have come to know the historical horrors of the Osiris. Once again, my name is James Golden. Thank you sincerely for joining me. Thank you for joining Blacklist Redacted. Your presence and support mean everything to me. Next time, we'll peel back the earthen origins of the terribly tormented Tammuz, also known as the Golems. Until then, hold fast to your history, clutch tight the blanket of humanity, and acknowledge the truth of the world. Bright may be the day, but sanguine is the night.